Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome to the Lone Star State. We're live from the virtual high banks over at Texas Motor Speedway. Welcome in here to the Bump and Run ARCA Super Series. My name is Sean Stam, and you've tuned in live here on Stam Studio Network. I appreciate each and every single one of you joining in here tonight as we crest our way ever so closer to 1,000 subscribers. Tell your grandma, tell your kitty cat, tell your doggy as well. It's all right if you got to make it account for them. We'll take a look at the upcoming races here for the Bump and Run ARCA Super Series. Here we come at you live from Texas. Then next week from Auto Club, of course the virtual one, no longer. Auto Club is with us. Lime Rock going to turn some left and some right, then head to the even higher banks from the Daytona International Speedway, the World Center of Racing, September 13th. Last two races of the season end up at Kansas Motor Speedway and then Indianapolis Raceway Park. That will be a fun championship race, September 27th. Before we cut live to virtual trackside action, we'll take a look at the points here. Bud Shearer continues to be on a barn-burner butt. Don't look now, but Brandon Moore continues to crest up there, hovering right around tying position between first and second within the points. Charles Van Schwick, he continues to slice and dice his way up and through the points to P3. He finds himself Sean Judson, Dale Rapp, Austin Mice, Anthony Lane, Brian Huntley Jr., Travis Farmer, P9, and Bill Hales rounding out 10th within the points. All right, as we're waiting on each and every single one of these drivers to make their way to the grid, I'll appreciate each and every single one of you joining in here tonight. We'll take a look at our starting grid, brought to you by Admin Box. Tyler Massey, how about that Harvest Stam Studio Network Ford Mustang? Gonna slap it out there up on the pole. Daniel Selway Jr., one of the league owners, not within this league, but for the Overdrive Cup Series. Daniel starts on the outside row of P1. Austin Mice for that Mice Motorsports machine. He's going to start there in the inside row of row number 2. Also, Stam Studio Network affiliations going on there with that driver in paint scheme. Charles Van Schwick, very fast driver here within our Bump and Run ARCA Super Series. He's going to start 4th. Bud Shearer, Trenton Johnson, Zach Hale, Travis Farmer, John Holliday, Philip Brightman. We're going to round out that top 10. Sean Judson, Xavier Salgado. How about Anthony Lane? He's one of the league owners here for the Bump and Run Series. Anthony's for Silver Fox Racing. He'll start 13th. Dale Rapp, Robert Armal, Jason Kinzer, Gary Huffins, Brandon Moore. He's going to start all the way back in the 18th position. Robert Chiswick and Mark Koshik rounding out our 20 driver field here tonight. All right, we are double filed it up here. Those iRacing safety pace car lights are out, and I believe each and every single one of you knows what time it is here. What I want each and every single one of you to do is get up, stand up for your life, don't give up the fight, because we have waited a week for it. Welcome back to the Bump and Run ARCA Super Series. We are green flag racing in the Lone Star State. 100 miles under our toes here today. Tyler Massey gets a nice here start up and out front. How about Daniel Selway? He's going to try the outside line heading into turn number 1 and 2. Remember, this is reconfigured turns, not the old Texas that we were used to with very similar turns in 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1 and 2 completely off camber, off bank, excuse me. It's way less banking than what we can see in 3 and 4. You got to roll way out of the gas, possibly even tap that brake, get that front end to rotate side by side across the stripe for the first line. That's actually going to be Daniel Selway leading lap number 1. Tyler Massey still fights for his life down on the inside, as we're going to have Anthony Lane here coming up out of the pits, still side by side for the race lead. Already lap 2 coming to 3 this time by Tyler Massey. Daniel Selway Jr., he still continues to fight there up top. Oh, Tyler Massey's going to have a bobble up there. He's going to save it. Nice save there, Tyler Massey, after fighting the bumps there out of turn number 3 and 4. Unfortunately, that lap is led to Daniel Selway Jr. if you're a Tyler Massey fan. We're continuing to see some nice battles all through the racetrack, side by side for not only the race lead, but also 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th on back. Tyler Massey going to continue to harvest his way out up front. Don't look now, but there's Bud Shearer. He's already sliced and diced all 2 positions gained since the drop of the green flag. Charles Van Schwick's trying to come right there with him. Austin Mice, that Mice machine, loses 2 spots on the race restart as he's got John Holliday searching for grip on the outside here up turn number 2. Lots of speed, lots of momentum you can carry heading into 3 and 4, but you really want to be back on the bottom here if you can get back to it. Daniel Selway, that's what I was just about to say. If you continue to find yourself up here on the higher line, you might want to kiss your right sides goodbye earlier on in the race. Only 5 laps down. Daniel's still not really defined the bottom of the track. Here comes Charles Van Schwick. He's already gaining spots earlier on in the race. John Holliday, Philip Brinkman, Zach Hale, Xavier Salgado, and Travis Farmer rounding out the top 10. Know if the audio levels are audioing it out here tonight. Once again, thank each and every single one of you joining in live on Stan Studio Network. Now we're on board with Xavier Salgado, and look, I'll show you the differences here between 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go into 1, 2. So far up the gas that we have flames rolling up the exhaust pipes here. That just goes to show how how long we have to get off the gas here heading into turn 1. But it's very self-inviting here to burn off too much speed as we head into 3 and 4. Very Charlotte Motor Speedway S turns here. You can pick up the gas a little bit sooner. You have that speed, you have that momentum and banking to work with out the exit of 4. Travis Farmer loses 2 spots on the start of this race, but he is still up in here with him. Trenton Johns is right behind Travis Farmer, Jason Kinzer, Sean Judson. Sean, after man, oh man, that was a really nice run there last week for even our bump and run next weekend series there. Sean Judson, he continues to look for some spots here tonight as Brandon Moore, after starting all the way back there in P18, Brandon Moore all the way up to P14 already. Brandon Moore is going to be a driver. You have to keep the old eyeballs on out here tonight. You have to keep the old eyeballs out here for the battle for the race lead as it continues to heat up as well. Here comes Bud Shearer. Bud was able to find his way back and around Daniel Selway Jr. Bud Shearer to P2, Tyler Massey to the race lead, but for how long? Bud Shearer continues to draw a bead on that battle for the race lead. Don't look now, but Charles Van Schwick is also coming with a head of steam. He's going to try and get down into the inside of Daniel Selway Jr. down into turns 1 and 2. Doesn't make it happen. He's going to have to regroup and rearm. Daniel Selway, look out! Here comes Charles Van Schwick. Slices, dices, a little bit of, I don't think there was contact, but it was definitely arrow loose for both of these machines. Charles Van Schwick up to P3 after starting in the 4th position. John Holliday falls back to P5, but right now him, Philip Brigman right there behind him, as well as Jason Kinzer are all tied as our biggest movers of the race. All gaining 4 spots earlier on, as well as Brandon Moore. He's right there also gaining 4 spots. Check in on all Brandon Morris. He's going to look down the inside of Sean Judson this time out of 4. Well, does he have enough grip for it to make it stick? Not only are you starting to deal with your tire wear already 11 laps into this run, but the further you get back within this pack here, you have that dirtier air to deal with. You can't quite get as much cleaner air and front downforce on the front of your nose as say these front 2 and 3 leaders can, especially Selway Jr. now that he continues to back to 4th. We're going to have to continue to see if that dirty air on the front nose of that Toyota Camry really has any effect there. I think it will. The further back you get in this pack, we're going to see it here. It's just harder to drive. The car will get pushed tighter and tighter through the turns, especially through 1 and 2. We got old Cletus McFarland, Philip Brigman out here tonight running that number 30 Ford Mustang Kinetics paint scheme. Philip Brigman there out of Niagara City, I believe they're out of, okay, I had it backwards. He's out of Ontario. But he's got the old Niagara Quick dry down there for him in the old driver information there. Philip, we appreciate you bringing that out and continue to be our second highest ranked Ford Mustang right now. Oh, excuse me, that's 3rd because we got the old Charles Van Swick, that GOAT racing machine. Charles Van Swick now battles up there for P2 around the inside of Bud Shear Hill. He will go. This is, I think, tire conservation, there you go. It's starting to show a real hands here tonight, only 14 laps in. It's pretty worn out and old asphalt here from Texas Motor Speedway. We're going to continue to see if you didn't treat your tires nicely and baby them on earlier on in this run. We're going to continue to see possibly some switches up here, even up in front of these these front 2 battling right now for 3rd and 4th. Right now we're seeing 2nd and 3rd in that battle for the race lead. Tyler Massey, he's going to get loose as a goose there coming off of turn number 4. This is what I mentioned. Here you're going to have some speed. You have that extra grip compared to if you didn't save a little bit of tires earlier on in the run. How many times have I said it here? Charles Van Swick to the race lead. Not tonight, might I add, but that's this season here. Charles Van Swick, one of the best drivers here. He continues to show us why he is up here and running within the points lead. Bud Shear's going to try and get some cleaner air on the front of his nose as he dives down the inside there of Tyler Massey. And he's side by side with the stripe, I believe. This time with Tyler Massey down the inside, with Bud Shear down the inside. There's really going to be no fight to give here for Tyler Massey. He'll drop back to P3 as he's going to feel like old Lightning McQueen right now. These drivers are going to start to drive away from him a little bit. Save a little bit more tires for me here as we have it. 3 sets sitting for us here in the pits. 100 fuel lap run. I'll be right back with you on Stam Studio Network. I appreciate each and every single one of you joining me here tonight. Right back. Apologies for that. I had to get the old exposure ramped up on the iRacing cameras here tonight because we're going to want them. This battle for the race lead starting to heat up and boil up here. Charles Van Swick takes it away from Tyler Massey. Tyler Massey falls back to P3. Don't look now, but Bud Shear, sure, he fell back a little bit since gaining 3 spots earlier on in the run. I think Bud, he's just going to have to be cool, calm, and collected here. Hit his marks lap after lap after lap. Already 20 laps down out of 100 laps to go in this race. Austin Mice, he continues to fall back since the drop of the green flag. That McConey set up shop number 97. Stam Studio Network. One of our members here within the channel. I appreciate each and every single one of the members here. I know Austin Mice is one of them. Tyler Massey is also one of them as well. They're They're scrolling on the bottom. Appreciate those drivers and everything that they do, of course, there behind the scenes, because, man, oh man, this is going to start to get good, especially here between Zach Hale and Travis Farmer. Man, oh man, that was Zach Hale way up the track. Excuse me, that's Zach Hale and Trenton Johnson there. Trenton Johnson, he's going to have the inside line that time. We were side by side there off of turn number 4. Is that start-finish straightaway can definitely sneak up on you, especially as these tires continue to wear out more and more. You try and carry the speed and momentum, but doing that, you try to get to the throttle a little bit more, and right there, we already see a little bit of scrapage on that outside wall and the paint there. That gives us a little bit for the maintenance crew to do there before, after this race, repaint some walls, as Daniel Selway is going to have Austin Mice down his inside. Door quarter run is about even right now. Here we go. Out of turn number 2, we're still even. That's Austin Mice down the inside. Nakoni Setup Shop. Chevrolet SS. There he goes. He's going to save it there. Now he's just about door quarter clear is Mice. How about Austin? He's right back up to 4th, almost where he started this race. Here's Trenton Johnson, Philip Brigman, that's Cletus McFarland team. Still going at it here in turn 1 and 2. Look at that! Look at how much room is left here. I don't think Philip Brigman meant to leave that much room there. That's what happens when you kind of cook it into turns 1 and 2 a little bit. You don't quite get on your lift mark there, and you can definitely sail it way wide. Sure, it's a line that may work for now, but it's these tires once again. Ooh, there you see a little scrape on the outside wall for Zach as well as Philip. Here we go, side-by-side battles all throughout the racetrack. Ooh, are we leaning on each other a little bit here? The number 9 of John Holliday's got Jason out there on the outside. We are going to head 3 wide here into turn number 1. Oh, there was Jason. He's going to right back and back out of it. There comes Brandon Moore down the inside. John Holliday, he's been a driver that we've seen up there up top searching for grip here tonight. He's going to try to slam the door shut over Gary Huffins. Gary says, I'm not going to have any of it. Try to keep my foot on the gas here. Oh, Gary, he's going to be loose as a goose here heading into turn 1 as he mows the grass for the groundskeeper Willard there heading in off of really start-finish stretch there. Gary Huffins has got Xavier Salgado right there behind him. Sean Judson looking to join this battle as well, saying, boys, don't quite count me out of it just yet. Check out the speeds of these drivers hitting around here as we're on board with Sean Judson. We are heading 191 miles an hour into turn 1. And remember, this is back here with the wake across our front nose, this dirty air, this extremely dirty air. You're not going to really be able to turn these lap times as really our front 3 and 4 are able to here. But I like what Sean is doing here. He's trying to search, he's trying to put that left front headlight, there you see it, late apex there, to get all the cleaner air that he can, find the grip, all the aerodynamic grip that he has available to him heading there out of turn number 4. He's going to do the same thing heading into turn number 1. Here he's going to have Xavier Salgado, number 20 Toyota Camry. Right now, all of our 5 Toyota Camrys, there's 6 on track. 5 of them are all running together right now from 10th on 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th. Right now, the highest running Toyota Camry, of course, belongs to Daniel Selway Jr. Selway Jr. here tonight. He's trying to put it to this bump and a run. ARCA Super Series League driver out of Canton, Ohio. He does sponsors. He does paint schemes as well. DL Design, or there are his sponsors. But hit him up for some paint schemes. Rocking some pretty good ones there. As the driver of the 92 whips it across cameraman Billy Bob Go there. Continuing to have some really nice pace here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway as Zach Hale is starting to make me hungry for some Dale Jr. IHOP pancakes ads. He's going to pancake the wall there out of 4. Philip Brigman trying to get the grip. It's a grippy grip here happening out of 2. It's going to be pretty hard at it here, especially 30 laps in this run. We've seen this time and time again. This is a extremely clean racing league. It's not if, but I think it's when. When will we see these green flag pit stops start to ensue? And as well as if we have a look at it here, one of our static shots. Look at the tire marbles that are way up there on the outside line already. Once again, only 30 laps down, not quite halfway. Matter of fact, just over a quarter, and we already have that much tire rubber starting to accumulate off of the racing line. That's going to keep it, that's going to make it even tougher for these drivers. If you slip up just a little bit here, you're going to continue to work with some pretty loose conditions if you miss even the racing line of the slightest bit. Speaking of just the racing line, well, both these drivers are going to shoot up the track here. Tyler Massey not quite up far up the track as Bud Shearer is, but he's going to run way wide. Doing that, you're going to burn even more of that right front up though, but you carry tiny bit of speed, tiny bit of momentum. Side by side, it'll be through 3 and 4. Who has that speed and momentum coming out of 4? It's going to be a dead run even. If that was the battle for the race lead coming to the stripe there goes Charles Van Schwick in a different zip code here out of Fort Worth. But I think that was at the line. That was a dead tie at the line. It's a 29.64 as well as a 29.64. Last time by as Bud Shear's going to try the inside time this lap by here. Bud Shear really have it. He's going to have to keep the wheel into it, get off the throttle a little bit earlier, get back on it a little bit later than he'd like. Tyler Massey back up to P2. Philip Brigman and Zach Hale. I mean, I've been keeping an eye on this battle on the timing and scoring here for quite a ways. Zach Hale, he's going to have to start to play some defense as he's going to have Travis Farmer. The K&N Filter Chevrolet SS dives down the inside, quarter clear for Travis Farmer. Nice move, Travis. This could possibly be a little bit of tire saving there that was gone on earlier in the race. Look at this different rate of speed there, not only the 13 versus the 62, but look at Travis start to really draw a lead for feed number 8, Philip Brigman. So that's a pretty good feat to be beat there because Philip, he's had some quite good pace here this season for the Bump and Run ARCA Super Series. You know who else has some real good pace? Not only throughout the season, but especially here tonight in the race. It'll be Brandon Moore after starting pretty much last race. I did it again. Last place in the race here tonight. Sorry, I'm all tongue-tied up here in the booth. Brandon Moore, he's going to work his way up to P6. 12. Count them. 12. I'm not going to count them, but you can. 12 spots gained here earlier on in the race for Brandon Moore. 35 laps down. We got 100 in the race. We're working with about 45 left in the race. Here we go. We're going to hop on board with Brandon Moore. He's got Trenton Johnson right there up in front of him. Battles for P2 and P3 start to heat up just a little bit. Oh, here comes Austin Mice, shot out of a cannon down the inside of Tyler Massey. This has been so much back and forth for Tyler Massey here within these last couple of laps. As he's been right backing up here for the battle for P2. Now he's fighting for his life to party here tonight. As he's trying to fight around the outside. He's got 3rd place. Now he's going to drop back to 4th as Austin Mice makes his way down and around to that final driver interview spot. Real quick, here's a look at the lap time differentials between our front 5 runners. Charles Van Schwick and Bud Shear. Well, that is a lot of red. It's looking like Valentine's Day here today, as that's no green out there compared to Van Schwick and Bud Shear. That's a lot of running away for Charles Van Schwick is what you see there. Here we're going to see some green flag pit stops. So this is all out the window at this point here. Austin Mice is going to make his way back around as Bud Shear is going to dive down into the pits. Actually, Austin Mice dives into the pits as well. Daniel Selway Jr., Tyler Massey, Travis Farmer, all of these drivers making their pit stops. Right here, you can't go deep. That was nice. He didn't have to catch neutral and then back to reverse. Daniel right on the money there. So is Austin Mice. Here comes Travis Farmer into his box as well. I was just about to say we should see all of these drivers on the invisible air jacks. As here comes Charles Van Schwick. He's going to make his way down 1 lap later. Green flag pit stops are ensuing here. This is one of my favorite things to see because we have strategy to work with here tonight. Looks like Bud Shear is going to lead those last group of drivers off of pit lane. Austin Mice will be P2 off of that battle for the pit lane. Looks like Daniel Selway, Philip Brigman, and Sean Judson right there. All of those drivers pit on that 37. Here comes Brandon Moore. He's going to make his way down this time by. I'm leaving that track map up because we're going to have to see how and where and just how close things cycle out between these front running drivers. Brandon Moore into the pits. Here comes Jason Kinzer right there behind him. Looks like Gary Hubbins going to make his stop. All of these drivers up on the invisible air jacks once again. They're going to pack these puppies with Sunoco race fuel, take a 4-tire pit stop. Brandon Moore should lead this second group out of the pits. All right, and here comes Charles Van Swick. Look at the top right of your screen. He's that white dot there, made his way just right by Charles Van Swick. There he goes. There you see it on the live camera shot there. So Bud Shear, he'll cycle his way back to P2. He's already back up to speed. Brandon Moore is not back up to speed. So this is, I don't know if it was how well he got on pit lane. I don't know if it was how well he got off of pit lane, but there was a little loss of time there for let's see, Brandon Moore. As Charles Van Swick, actually Charles Van Swick was our biggest loser on time there, as his pit stop lap was a 43.12. I believe I have the pit stop graphic here. So there you see Bud Shear's pit stop was a 14.9 second stop. Austin Mice was a 14.8, so it's, Daniel Selway Jr. was a little bit longer at a 15.1. So as things continue to heat up here, not only side-by-side battles, but as well as the strategy, Charles Van Swick pits a lap later. He's got a lap later of fuel within his fuel tank. We should have at least one more stop if things continue to run green. As we continue to see, here was some nice side-by-side. Two black and yellow, black and yellow. I believe that's, what is that, a Wolf Police? Two black and yellow machines going at it here tonight. Of Daniel Selway here. This will be a fun camera shot. Looking at the old back bumper here. Now is now is Brandon Moore has a run down the inside out of turn 2 there. Once again, if you botch the entry at turn 1 at all, I mean, you can pretty much kiss your whole lap goodbye. You're trying to fight for that grip there, fight for everything that's left out of that right rear, and then you try and size and back them up here, coming out of 3 and 4. Austin Mice, McConey set up shot, Spam Studio Network machine. He continues to show some nice pace here tonight. He's going to try and fight for some little bit cleaner air down the outside this time by. He's not really going to have a look out of it as we're going to continue to run single file. Starting to get close here between Jason Kinzer, Travis Farmer. How about Sean Judson joining this little 3-wide battle as well? We've seen Sean. He is not scared to send it 3-wide, especially here at the old mile-and-a-half cookie cutter Texas Motor Speedway. We'll sing. We will not sing. We will get single filed out here at down heading into turn 3 and 4. What was 3-wide died out like a hurricane pretty quick. It settled back down to 2 and then back to single filing it out there for 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th positions. Real quick, I'm keeping an eyeball here on the timing and scorings. How about Brandon Moore? He's made his way back around to Daniel Selway Jr. But don't look now. Austin Mice is starting to knock on that rear bumper of Daniel Selway right up there up in front of them. Philip Brigman is 2.9 seconds behind this battle. But look at them. They're starting to get a little GV, a little jivey here tonight. Almost halfway down, almost halfway to go within this race. I'll be right back up here in the booth with you. I'll treat you guys to the sights and sounds here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway. You can go ahead and crank this puppy up. Crank this puppy back down. This is some extremely clean racing here tonight. I'm not gonna say anything. That's gonna be the only thing I say about it. I don't want to give any Sean and Tater curse here tonight. Brandon Moore continues to run P2 as Bud Shear continues to get a little flirty with that outside wall. Especially this earlier on in the run for driver number 93, one of two drivers out of Canada. Driver 93, is that the Jamie McMurray Kiss My Bass? Bass Pro Shops number 93 Chevrolet SS. He's making that paint scheme come to life here tonight, because he's showing it off to quite a few drivers, and I believe on the rear bumper as well. It's you got a real good shot at that line there, so it'll definitely keep me on my feet up here on the booth, as well as these drivers down here on the track. So far, our top five belong to Charles Van Schwick, who continues to run with about that 3-second lead after everything cycled back out of after those pit stops there. Man, oh man, the GOAT Lives Matter 23 GOAT Racing diecast machine. If you're looking for some custom diecast, or even just some actual diecast that some other companies do have, but if you're looking for a little bit more quality, let's say in your pieces of art, because that's exactly what they are, man. Hit up old Charles Van Schwick. He's got quite a few real life NASCAR drivers sponsored as well, and I can tell you why, because the quality of the work that this man does here on his art there, these diecast machines, it's very cool. And I don't know about you guys, I personally don't have a custom of my own car, but I would imagine that's a pretty damn cool feeling there, that you could have your car that you run here within the simulator that you see on broadcasted live on Stam Studio Network week after week after week. You could have it up there on your shelf. It wouldn't take much to get one for Brandon Moore here, because I believe that's the old 43 Petty machine there with the tied up front. Got the old the Blue City on the rear quarter panel. How about the Kiss My the Bass Pro Shop, we'll call it, that 93 Chevy SS. Bud Shear continues to run about the top three for pretty much the whole race here tonight. Austin Mice, he is one of the drivers that's continuing to slice and dice his way through the field. Can't talk about slicing and dicing without mentioning Brandon Moore's 16 position gain earlier on in the race. Lap 58, got 42 more in the race, 32 more in the books here. That was hard. I'm doing about 20 things at once here behind the scenes. Oh boy, Tyler Rossi makes his way up into P6. That Harvest Stam Studio Network Ford Mustang. He's trying to run away from Travis Farmer, as Travis Farmer, he knows how to definitely baby some tires. He's saved those right front and right rears for I can't say rainy day, because you guys remember the mist mayhem that happened here at Texas Motor Speedway? I think that was either the second to final Gen 6 race or it was the final Gen 6 race out at Texas Motor Speedway. Man, my buddy and I drove all the way up there to Fort Worth. It was a school night as well, and it was a night race, and Mist got the best of us. So after seeing like 20 laps of great. Anyways, that's just, I don't know, Texas Motor Speedway, been to there quite a few times, but that one is always on my mind. You know what's on my mind here tonight is some great racing here between Sean Judson, Xavier Salgado, Zach Hale, as well as Gary Huffins. Throw a blanket over 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th. These drivers have been battling it out here pretty well here tonight. There we go, 40 laps to go. That makes the old marathon easy as, man, I was way off about earlier on in the race. I think I said 45, it's really 65 anyways. Zach Hale, he's continuing to put it on the field here tonight. Zach, he is running in the 11th position there. Driver 62, red and white Chevrolet SS, about middle of our screen. There we go. Right behind him, though, Gary Huffins slices his way down into P12 after what really it wasn't a dirty singe, but it was a nice singe there into turn 3. That momentum, goodness gracious, there off of the bottom of the corner. Real quick, I appreciate each and every single one of you joining us live in Stam Studio Network. We see the chat popping off. We see Terry. We see Ted. Let me know if we have missed anything within the real-life Daytona Speedway race here, because 62 laps down here already. We should be able to catch quite a bit of this this real-life next-gen race here in just a 38 laps time here. Battle for the race lead. It's actually, boys and girls, race fans of all ages, I want you to stop what you're doing right now. If you're munching on some chips, even if you're drinking a drink, I will never say stop drinking a drink. But right now, we got to take a look at something pretty special. Oh, did I just jinx it? Oh, what happened there? Okay, well, I was gonna talk about how Brandon Moore was starting to close the gap in on Charles Van Schwick. But then, I mean, just lost all the speed momentum that he had there. Now back to 4.6 seconds of a gap. I guess you can regroup and rearm you can get back to eating the snack and drinking your drink there. I apologize for the little bit of a scare there because, man, unless my eyeballs were not eyeballing it up here tonight, Sean Judson's going to get a little bit flirty with that outside wall. And oh man, Sean, you better be careful with it there. You dent in that right rear quarter just a little bit too much here, especially these Arca Menards, very aerodynamically sensitive racing machines. Could possibly be a rough end to your night, a rough rest to your night. But how about Sean Judson? He got W energy on that. He's got W energy on the side quarter panel, the hood of that Toyota Camry. Oh, keeps them. He tried to carry a little bit too much speed there. Once again, on turn number 4, he's got to pancake that outside wall. Sean Judson, flames flying out the exhaust pipe here, way off of the gas. Possibly a little bit of a break here to try and get some speed. Try and lose some speed. Try and gain just a little bit of grip. Get that front end to really connect with the track going into turns 1 and out of turn 2. Here through 3 and 4, you're not going to see the flames really fly out of the exhaust pipe, at least not until later on within the tire run, because it's so much more banked. You have that banking to really lean on there, no pun intended. And, well, I don't even know if there was one, man. Anyways, it's quite the speed difference from here. These drivers dropping it down to about 150, 160 here heading into 1 and 2. Let's see what Sean Judson gets here into 3 and 4. Yeah, he keeps his foot pretty much planted in it, maybe a slight lift off the gas. What was 150 into turn 1, he keeps it 170 and then hits 180 back here on the start-finish stretch. Charles Van Schwick, once again, we're in Fort Worth here tonight for the virtual Texas Motor Speedway, but right now, Charles Van Schwick, he is all the way down there in Austin. This is how completely much of a gap that Charles Van Schwick has over the field right now. Brandon Moore, 4.2 seconds, and that's nothing to discredit any other driver here, but that is just, it's to show Charles Van Schwick really has this Arca Menards car really figured out is Brandon Moore. About drifts it the whole way through turn number 4 there. Brandon Moore, you got to shout him out here because even with that Formula Drift there out of 3 and 4, he's about kept the gap roughly the same, about that 4.2 second mark. Bud Shear's done about that as well. Another Chevrolet SS driver running in the 3rd position. Final driver interview spot, keeping the gap right about the same with 31 laps to go in the race. Ted says big wreck at Daytona, lap 27, 12 cars involved. Oh, no. Is that the old Sean and Tater curse? Terry says right when I was asking about it. Apparently the big one strikes there from the World Center of Racing in real life. As long as any, my picks are basically any Roush Fenway Keselowski drivers here tonight. So as long as I'll, what is it, 66 and 17 are A-okay. I think I'll be all right. Tyler Massey's off the pace. Tyler Massey is not all right. Uh-oh. He just coming off of the pit stop. No, Tyler Massey with a little bit of a save here. Or he's just going to make his way down into pits this time by. What happened to the number 17? Did he make his bet here? Okay, yeah, this is just strategy, another strategy game. Remember, everybody last pit, at least the leaders, they pit about laps 36, 37 in the race. Tyler Massey's going to make his way onto pit lane here this time by on lap 71. So this is a scheduled pit stop, if my math is mathing. Let's see here on these pit stop strategies. This last pit stop there, lap 38 for Van Schwick. Remember, he actually went 1 lap later, so he has a little bit of, well, he has 1 lap fresher tires. He has a slight bit more of Sunoco fuel in that fuel tank. They see Bud Shear last pit on lap 37, Brandon Moore pit on lap 39, Daniel Selway, and Brandon Moore into the pits right now as we speak. Yep, there goes those right side tires. Oh, that's the Eric Jones 43 paint scheme from back when Eric Jones was running in the old Chevy camp there for, I guess that was RPM, wasn't it? Brandon Moore, nice pit stop there, but he's going to have a battle there against Philip Brigman, who has to miss his pit box there. He didn't want to take out one of our front runners. He's going to have to find neutral, find reverse, slam it back into first gear. I'm sure that gearbox and transmission is going to be loving Philip after this race. You're begging him to take him out for dinner. Unfortunately, that's going to be a slower stop for Philip Brigman. Travis Farmer is into the pits, made his pit stop. Tyler Massey has made his pit stop as well. So once again, we're going to have to see where things all cycle and cycle out here tonight. Charles Van Schwick, he is that light green dot there down at the bottom center of the track map. He's not, I don't see a virtual hand waving out the window this time by unless he's just making a really late call to it here. Charles Van Schwick opting to keep it out here on the racetrack, so I don't hate this strategy call right now for Tyler Massey. It's Brandon Moore. Oh no, Brandon Moore's back into the pits. What is going on for the 43 machine? That was our pretty much the next driver to possibly have a shot here tonight. Don't tell me Brandon Moore was speeding, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no. Let's see here. We can hop on board with him as he made his way into. Oh, we're gonna have to hit the old the forklift button here tonight, but we can definitely hop on board as he made his way in and see if there was a lockup. Oh, I can already tell by the slow-mo replay. Look at the right front there. Yeah, this is Brandon Moore's speeding penalty here, ladies and gentlemen. He's tried to carry a little too much speed there. Oh, actually, the rears. Look at Brandon Moore had shifted the rear brake bias as far back as it could go. Rears ended up locking up. It's a miracle that thing didn't end up throwing around on him and going through the infield or even taking out a virtual crew member here tonight. Gotta hate it for him, but I really do feel bad because that was pretty much the next closest battle up there for the race lead. Now that Charles Van Schwick is on pit lane, we're going to see Jason Kinzer here. Jason, I'm going to have to take... Oh, nope. No, Jason, no. Hang on to it. He is spun around. Caution is out on the Speedway. Our first caution. 24 laps to go, and we all, oh man, caught it live there. Call it the Sean and Tater curse, call it what you will. Jason, he's not going to come down pit lane. His pit lane was definitely closed there after the caution comes out there on the Speedway. So things pretty much cycled back out to where they were running as Jason Kinzer was the last driver who really needed to make a pit stop here. So we should see all these things cycle back out here. We should see these drivers regroup and rearm, not only physically but as well as mentally here. It's going to be a fun race restart, and hopefully we don't see cautions, breed some cautions here. Looks like Tyler Massey's going to make his way into the pits. Austin Mice as well as Jason Kinzer here. 3 drivers that's who had not quite made their pit stop just yet. So unfortunately, it's really a I think a bad thing that their bad timing on this caution happening here on lap with 24 laps to go, and Jason, Tyler Massey, and Austin Mice still not having to pit. Excuse me, still not having pitted yet. Austin Mice going to beat them, win the race off the pit lane there. I've worked around that one. Tyler Massey, their P2 coming off the pits, as well as was that John Holiday. Oh, John Holiday, as well as Anthony Lane, Robert Armal, Robert Chiswick, Mark Koshik, as well as Dale Rapp, all shown down and out of the race, unfortunately for those drivers 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th. My name is Sean Stam. I appreciate each and every single one of you joining us here live at Stam Studio Network. I'll be right back after a quick break from one of our sponsors. All right, now's your only chance. Make sure you got yourself your drink, got yourself that snack, because you're not going to want to leave your seat after this race restart. Charles Van Swick is going to lead him out there up front. He's going to have Daniel Selway up on his outside. Jason Kinzer, Bud Shearer, Travis Farmer, Trenton Johnson, Sean Judson, Gary Huffin, Zach Hale, and Philip Brickman are going to round up that top 10. Travis Farmer gets his lap back here, as well as a couple of wave rounds happening. I like it here. I like it. We're going to get these drivers scrunched and bunched all back up here. We're going to have a green flag racing after this short after the short pace lap. Appreciate all the sponsors and affiliates up there. You can see them in the top right of the screen. We got Mad Dog Graphics. Who in it? We got Silver Fox Racing. Quite a few of their drivers out here on track with us. Extreme Scoring, as well as Alpha One Foundation, Admin Box, Bearded Bear Custom Hides, the Bump and Run Cup Series, as well as the Bump and Run ARCA Super Series, Cotton Bowl Speedway, if you're ever down and out here, right outside of Austin, Texas, some of the best dirt track racing in the country. All right, those lights are indeed off on that iRacing safety pace car. Once again, race fans, you've waited a whole week for it. What I want you to do, come on, sing it with me. Get up, stand up, get up for your life, and never give up the fight. As Charles Van Swick, Daniel Selway, neither of these drivers are about to give up this fight for the race lead. We got a packed house here tonight in the Lone Star State, live again from the virtual Texas Motor Speedway. We are green, green, green. Charles Van Swick gets the bump and the run out there into the race lead. Here we go, side by side. Jason Kinzer, the gambling man, out there after the caution, coming out at just the right time for him after he spins it out there going into the pits. Jason's going to restart this race into the third position. He's going to work his way back, and he's going to continue to run third right now. Start to single file it out here for those front 3 runners. Jason Kinzer there. Oh, that's messing with me because we have Brandon Moore here. He is up here. He looks like he's in third, but Brandon Moore is, matter of fact, down a lap right now. Here we're going to have 3 wide right there behind him. Look out. Hang on to her, boys and girls. Tyler Massey up on the outside line. Austin Mice on the inside line. Two. Does Travis Farmer send it 3 wide? Oh, that's going to get close to Stam Studio Network machines. So they'll stagger their way back and out of turn 3 and 4. Austin Mice, he's going to try to give that inside. Oh, we're wrecking again. Daniel Selway Jr. involved in the number 92 Toyota Camry. Gary Huffins involved. Hard, heavy damage on the front nose of, man, couldn't even tell what that car is anymore. Oh, it's a Toyota Camry. All right, that was a big one happening here from Fort Worth. We're going to have to take 3,000 looks at this race replay. Unfortunately for Gary Huffins, Daniel Selway. Oh, was that? Is that the 43 up there, right there in front of him? Brandon Moore. Oh, Brandon Moore. Oh, no. Brandon Moore is crab walking, ladies and gentlemen. Moore involved in this wreck. And this is what happens if you get caught back here with the, well, this wasn't even within the squirrels. This was up here within the battle for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th running spots. All right, enough yapping. I'll get a race replay for you. Oh, no. 43 at 92 involved Brandon Moore. Does he get clipped here? Oh, he does from the 55. We're going to have to beep, and back this puppy up. Where does it start to ensue here? All right, we're going to have to. All right, come on, Mr. Forklift Driver. You can join us here tonight. All right, here we go. That's Daniel up top, 43 down on the bottom. We're going to slow and woe this puppy down. There's Sean Judson trying to join this battle as well. Excuse me, Jason Kinzer. I don't know why I keep calling the 11 Sean Judson. Anyways, there's the 43. Man, Brandon Moore, not too often that we see Brandon Moore sort of drift up the track like that. The 43, I think just tags the 92 there coming out the exit of 4, end up spinning both of them around. And then this is going to be a pretty big hit here. Dunk! Here's another look at it, a little bit slower motion, and then I'll rewind it here for the fastest motion possible. AKA real life speed. I don't know why I'm... Here you go. I don't think you can put that on either driver. That's just two drivers trying to fight for every tiny little bit of an inch out here tonight. And what's more important, or not more important, excuse me, what would be a fun shot to look at here is if we hop on board with Gary and just listen in. We're gonna need the old AMR safety team down there checking on some wrists and elbows, as well as some physical and mental states as well. Gary Huffins, driver 55, Toyota Camry, involved in our only second caution here tonight. Ooh, it gets. All right, we'll fast forward things up here to live racing action. Once again, I appreciate each and every single one of you joining in here live, or if you happen to watch this race broadcast back. I mean, sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, thank each and every single one of you, as well as subscriber number 1, being just as important as subscriber number, what are we at, 890, 881? Sincerely, I thank each and every single one of you here. That's really what keeps me going there behind the scenes. The thank yous and the views and the comments and the likes there. That's really thank each and every single one of you for making this happen. We see Terry as well as Ted still hanging out with us live in YouTube land. We got some live NASCAR action as well as some virtual NASCAR action happening here. Hopefully going to get to at least the second half of this Daytona race if some cautions don't end up bringing cautions. We've seen some extremely clean, some immaculate ethical wheel here tonight live from Texas Motor Speedway. We're going to crest our way underneath the lights here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have some more green flag racing for you at the end of this pace lap. side by side through the race field. Barney, the flagman's got the green in his hand. Here we go. We're going to enter our way closer to the start-finish zone. Here we go. Charles Van Schwick, Jason Kinzer, the field is in your hands. Here we go. Green flag racing into turns 1 and 2. Who makes a move here first into turn 1? Remember, it's way wide. It's about 1.5 wider there into 1 and 2. Then compared to 3 and 4, it's working a beat and bang there for Bud Shear as well as Jason Kinzer. 3 wide heading into 3 and 4 this time by. You have less room, excuse me, but you have more banking to carry some more speed. Oh, no! Jason Kinzer get tagged out of the number 93. Oh, Travis Farmer's dead out in the outside wall. Tyler Massey, the number 11, is involved in it as well. I don't know how. We are still under green flag conditions here tonight. We appreciate Race Control for allowing us to keep it under green. But as Travis Farmer, last I checked, he was up on his lid. He's still up on his lid. What happens here as we're going to make our way across the start-finish line? He is off the racing line by maybe an inch. Caution is now thrown. Travis Farmer has become a turtle here on the front stretch. Man, oh man, you gotta hate it for him, as now that will be our 3rd caution thrown. What a wreck there. That was looking like a Daytona wreck with as big as that one was. We'll take 2,000-3,000 looks at it here, ladies and gentlemen. As well as, where did it start to ensue? I think this was, yeah, that was the 3 wide you start to see on the left side of your screen there. It all started there with Jason and the contact of the number 93. Keep looking on the left side of your screen here. And then take a look and see what happens to Travis Farmer, because he was turtling it out there on his side. Travis, he made it through the spinning Jason, but then there goes the 62 of Zach Hale right there in front of Travis Farmer. And then here at this point, I mean, there is just nowhere to go. It is the big one that ensues. I know this won't really break down much, but I'm curious to see this one. Oh, no, not Travis. Oh, no. All right, we'll try and break this down a little bit more here for you. Okay, so there's that 3 wide up and out front of this pack here, and then just... well, that's a really easy breakdown because there is just nowhere at all to go. Zach Hale gets shoved into Travis Farmer. Travis Farmer up on 0 wheels. Tyler Massey, Daniel. Ooh, look at Daniel making his way through that. A little bit of break-in, a little bit of gas side by side there. Nice move for Daniel. Let's hop on board with that Selway Jr. machine. Brake, gas, left, right, smack him with your purse. Boom! Nice. Evasive action. Ooh, look out, Philip. God, I would have been clinched. I would have been white knuckling the wheel as soon as, well, not only for the wreck, but as well as Philip Brinkman there after the fact there, making his way up and through the old pack. Here we go. We are going to get 10 laps to go this time by. We'll go racing with probably 8 laps to go, as it should be 2 more caution flags here. Charles Van Schwick continues to lead up out front after starting way, well, I say way back. It was only, what, 4th position he started. I was referencing Brandon Moore there, he started back there, and I believe it was 18th position. Looks like he's got his crab walking physical and mental no, I'm just kidding. His crab walking car fixed here tonight. Brandon Moore will still be shown 1 lap down, but we've seen cautions. We'll continue to breed cautions here. 10 laps to go. Don't count out Brandon Moore possibly out of that final driver interview spot, or even, dare I say, a race win. Yeah, Travis Farmer. Travis has now joined us live in the virtual, the YouTube chats here, and Travis would be a great driver to hop on board with here for this wreck. Yeah, he says, there goes my race. Yeah, no kidding there. There's going to be no getting that number 13 K&N filters back. Even on the truck, I don't think. You might have to just leave it at the old landfill here tonight. Just real quick, here's the onboard shot of you, Travis. made it through. No, I didn't, and now I am dead. I am flying through the track I'm sliding on the track right now. This is not good. That's probably what Travis was thinking. And then the fact that, man, iRacing, that got scary. They're heading into turn 1 with drivers heading at 180 miles an hour, heading at Travis Farmer's rear bumper there. I do have to applaud and thank Race Control of what they were trying to do, and I really do appreciate it there. I know we're all trying to get to watching the end of this real-life Daytona race here tonight, so we're going to get the whole field scrunched and bunched all back up together here. Unfortunately, Selway, he's going to fall back to P5 on this race restart. Charles Van Zwick will have the field in his hands. Trenton Johnson will be on the outside lane. Don't look now, but look at Bud Shearer and Sean Judson starting to join the battle as well. That second row could be possibly a couple of drivers to watch here tonight. We are into the Geico restart zone. Charles Van Zwick is on that gas. Here we go. Look at the front nose of each and every one of these ARCA machines got slammed up into the air here as we got on these, 800 horsepower machines. The highest horsepower NASCAR that iRacing has released in quite a few years' time. We're going to have one down there off of the pace. That's Daniel Selway Jr., number 92. He's just going to have to regroup and rearm as we'll head once again side by side for second, third on back. Look at Philip Brigman starting to knock on that rear bumper of Bud Shearer out in there up front. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This time it's 7 laps to go. Who has what it takes here tonight from Fort Worth? The Lone Star 100 lap here tonight. It's only 7 laps left to go in the race. Trenton Johnson, Bud Shearer, Philip Brigman, Sean Judson make up that front, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Here we go, side by side out of turn 3 and 4. Trenton Johnson, this is not what you wanted to see as Bud Shearer come up with a head of steam there out of turn number 4. Trenton Johnson's about to fall like a rock. Here we see Gary Huffins, Tyler Massey, that is actually Philip Brigman right there. That's number 30 Ford Mustang as well, trying to find the outside grip and momentum here as he's going to have Gary Huffins down the inside. These drivers' runs are going to be even heading into turn 3 and 4. Gary Huffins, he's going to dive it down the hill into 3. Does he have the grip there out of 4? Looks like he will, but look out, here comes Trenton Johnson up there out of front. Trenton Johnson, last bit on lap 76, I believe, still running on the same tire strategy as these drivers around him. 5 laps to go, this time by Charles Van Zwick out leading up front. Don't look now, Bud Shearer continues to run second. He's starting to draw a bead for the race lead. Philip Brigman, Gary Huffins, he's going to have the inside line once again. Oh, no, he won't. Philip Brigman, nice move there out of turn 3 and 4. Only 4 more chances, 4 more laps here tonight. There is some more side by side across the stripe. Tyler Massey as well as Brandon Moore. Brandon Moore now, well, unfortunately, Brandon Moore still showing 1 lap down. He's going to dive it down the inside line of Tyler Massey. Tyler falls back to P6. Sean Judson falls back to P7. Austin Mice back there in 8th. Look out, here comes some 2 wide. Will we start to see some 3 wide? No, it'll warrant some 2 by 2. They're in the pack. But here we go up here for the race lead. Bud Shearer, only a 1/10 of a second. He's having a nice run there from the 51 of Trenton Johnson, giving him a shove, an aerodynamic shove there into turns 1 and 2. Didn't quite have it down there to find the grip, find the momentum to work there out of the exit. Van Zwick continues to lead. This time he's got 2/10 of a second. We're starting to get to the argy-bargy here tonight. We're starting to get to the nitty-gritty. 3 laps to go left in this race. Our top 3 consists of Van Zwick, Shearer, Trenton Johnson as well. Oh, we're going to make some contact there for the 4th running spot. Brandon Moore still not up on the lead lap, but he's showing that he has the speed and the pace here tonight. He's trying to get to the lead lap as we have 2 laps to go left in the race. Bud Shearer, if you have anything left, if you have any sort of move, you better make it happen now. No, it's not going to happen like that. If you have Trenton Johnson trying to dive it down the inside, that's just going to result in a little bit of loss of speed there out of turn number 4. White flag is out. Anything goes. Charles Van Zwick leading. Bud Shearer to P2. Philip Brigman, where did he come from? Where did he go? Tonight he sits in P3 after gaining 7 spots. This battle for the final driver view interview spot is not over just yet. Philip Brigman, Trenton Johnson, Tyler Massey looking to join this battle as well. Side by side for the final time here tonight. It's going to be Charles Van Swick coming to take the striped flag here tonight. Charles Van Swick, checkered flag here. Another win for the 23. Got the stripe. Who gets the final driver interview spot? Philip Bridgman at the line for P3. 0.01 seconds separating third and fourth. Bud Shear's going to take away P2. Tyler Massey P5. Sean Judson P6. Austin Mice, Gary Huffins, Brandon Moore, Daniel Selway Jr. rounding out the top 10. What a race, what a finish here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway. Gonna have to get the old wind sticker simulated up here for Charles Van Swick, because I'll be quite honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. I have lost count. Charles Van Swick, it's a bird, it's a plane. It's once again the 23 to victory lane. Congratulations on another race win here for Charles Van Swick. He doesn't only have the pace within these ARCA series cars, but he also has the pace in the next gen series as well for the Bump and Run Cup Series, live every Tuesday night on Stam Studio Network. Look at him. I think he's pulling the old, what is that, the Polish pace slap, as well as I think he's, Charles, I know what you're doing here. You're getting all that tire rubber up on, I mean, I see you running the outside line here, man. It can't trick me. No, I'm just kidding. I was referencing some Formula One's tricks and strategies there, how they'll pick up some tire rubber after the race, but I'm just kidding. Charles Van Swick, he's going to come away with another race win here tonight, this time from one of my faves, Texas Motor Speedway. Charles Van Swick, congratulations. That should definitely, I believe, shotgun and cannonball your way there up to the lead within the points as well. Alrighty, stick with us here on Stam Studio Network. I'll get some unofficial, official race results as well as these live driver interviews, and I'm going to make it quick here because I know we're all waiting to catch some real live racing action there. Oop, that was qualifying. Here's the race results here. Charles Van Swick, Bud Shear, Philip Brigman, Trenton Johnson, Tyler Massey, that's Stam Studio Network 17, finishes P5. Sean Judson, also Stam Studio Network machine of Austin Mice, finishes P7 for Mice Motorsports. Gary Huffins, Brandon Moore, Daniel Selway Jr., Travi Farmer, Zach Hale, Jason Kinzer, Xavier Salgado, John Holliday, Anthony Lane, Robert Armal, and Robert Shiswick rounding out our 18 driver field here tonight.
You think, Phil?
Hey guys, sorry I've kept you waiting here for just a few moments, but Charles Van Swick, this is Sean Stam live down here in virtual Victory Lane. You got yourself a copy.
Yeah, I got you.
Oh man, that sounds fun. All right, sorry. Charles, man, you're gonna come away with another race win here. How did you make it happen here? As after starting, you started there in the 4th running position, gained the spot early on, and looked like you just were looking out the rear view mirror from that point on.
Yeah, it's gonna sound like a broken record, but I just let off way early, rolled the bottom, saved my stuff, and then just maintained pace. And while others fell off or others had issues, I saw Brandon was gaining on me a little bit, and I was hoping that he would get to me so that I can actually turn it on and race him a little bit. But he had some issues with pitting and hitting a line, and then the caution came out, he got trapped, and then that was his night. Finally started using the brake on the last couple restarts. That's how much I was letting off going into these turns. But yeah, just said people want to go by, let them go by, let them burn up their stuff, and then I just slowly go by them.
Man, That's quite the driving style there for you, especially in these ARCA Menards series cars here, where they have a little bit more speed, they have a little bit more power, but softer tires with these General tires. It's a lot of fun to watch some strategy work their way out here tonight, especially you, and I mean your moves up here for the race lead and continuing to lead the most amount of laps here tonight. Charles, I know this is also going to sound like a broken record on both of our ends, but who would you like to thank who makes this all possible for you, man?
Oh man, for you, great broadcast.
Oh,
There it is.
There it is.
Wait for it. There it is. Brian and the admins for putting on the league. I mean, I want to do a special shout out to Bud and the guys in the chat, Brandon and Bud. When you interview him, we'll have to name the rest of them that were in there. Gary, I think, was in there. It's just fun to race, regardless if I'm winning, leading laps, wrecked. It doesn't. We're just laughing. We were laughing when a car was on its side, and no caution was thrown. I mean, it's just fun. And then also huge shout out. Hopefully we'll be getting the phone call tomorrow from Mr. Gary. I believe it's Spinato. I'll be running the street stocks at Stafford in real life. Coming up September 12th, so I will be actually racing, seeing if any of this stuff works out. So I will be racing a real race car September 12th, and then I'll have my company's logo on it, Goat Racing Diecast. So if you use promo code GOATRACING23, you get 5% off. Pre-orders, new, previously owned collection, customs, apparel, sponsorships, you name it, I have it. Just check it out at the website, GoatRacingDiecast.com.
That is too cool right there, Charles. Can't wait to see the pics that make their way down into the old Discord server. Charles, congratulations on another race win, and best of luck there to you in some real-life racing.
Thanks.
All right, I am now caught up with the old Bud Shearer. Bud, you got yourself a copy, man.
Yeah, we're here.
You sound a little bit dejected here, but I'll tell you some good news here. The two Canadian drivers here tonight, you and Philip Brigman, finishing second and third here. That's a pretty cool feat.
Yeah, it's about time Pill picked up the pace there. I've been playing it myself for 14 races, so I'm happy to see two of those red and white flags on that top three. Made me smile. But no, I want to complain. I mean, had the option to play defense at the end and guarantee second, or try to go for the lead with 3 to go or 2 to go and risk having somebody under me or above me or 3 wide again. So unfortunately I had to make a call and get it back single file and guarantee second. So kind of the only chance I had against Chuck was in the first 12 laps, I'd say, of a run. I felt pretty good, and then other than that I was just chasing. So now it's a shame that we couldn't get a bit of a gap off the start, but hell, if Chuck would have had a better restart, that would have been a little better. I had to check up for him twice while I was pushing them, and they got back around me. So yeah, it's tough, but the last 3 or 4 weeks have been complete and total dog shit. So I think I had one finish worse than 6 in the first 10 races, and I think this is the first time I've finished better than 6 in the last 4 or 5. So take what you can get, I guess.
That's well said, bud. I know that these last couple of races have been pretty tough, and I know you sound pretty dejected, but you did the smart thing there. You live to fight another lap, and you bring it home P2. That'll definitely help you out here in the points, because as we continue to crest our way closer to the season finale here, it's getting pretty close up there in the points.
Yeah, I don't even know what they are. I don't think they've been updated since we had our break in between the 2 sets of 10 races, so
have sure. I been showing the... Okay, well...
Yeah, those are the ones when I won the mid-season. It hasn't changed, so I'm hoping they forget and just leave it like that so I can just continue on to win the next one, but that's been my only chance, I think, at this point, unless... Well, I shouldn't say that, because last time we were down by 120 points, and then I went out and won 3 races and finished nothing worse than third and ended up getting the point lead, so... Anything could happen, I guess. I got to keep reminding myself we can get on a fluky run and all of a sudden start ticking them off again. So it's just tough. I don't like second. I don't like third. I only like first. So
no.
Yeah, I'm a poor loser.
No. That's I mean, I don't. You can't fault the mindset there. What was it? If you're not first, you're last. So, I mean, bud, you can't fault it. And congratulations on another podium finish. Before I let you go, man, is there anybody who'd like to thank or shout out who allows you to keep racing with us every Saturday and Tuesday night?
Yeah, I'd like to thank you for coming out and broadcasting it and doing what you do, and thank Brian and everybody that puts on the league here at BNR, someone for me to come out and race and bother people, and for Chuck and Sean, Brandon, there was Gary. I think it was the 5 of us in the chat tonight, which it normally is. It's nice racing with them, and I'd like to thank my team that's unfortunately not here, RBS Racing, and Sean Burke, and unfortunately Justin Reynolds passed. And yeah, we'll come on back out next week and hopefully do a little better. I hate Texas. I've always hated Texas, so I don't even know what's next, but
Gulp.
I'm gonna like it.
Shall I be the bearer of bad news? Let's do it. Next, we are running at Auto Club. How do you feel about Auto Club, bud?
I'll take it.
All right, there you go.
I don't like Texas, so I'll take Auto Club. I wish I had like Bristol and Martinsville, and then I get Watkins Glen. Yeah, I get confident there.
Well, bud,
she's my race. That.
Yeah, I feel you. Well, bud, it's a lot of fun to watch you here tonight. Congratulations on another on your podium finish here. You worked your way up 3 spots since the drop of the green flag. I normally say don't celebrate too hard, but man, I'll give you full authority, man. Yeah, celebrate as hard as you want here tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you kindly.
Thank you, bud. Have a great rest of your night, and I'm not going to catch up. I believe I've caught him here live in the old virtual broadcast booth here. Philip Brigman, got yourself a copy.
Hello, hello.
All right, Philip, walk us through what was going through your mind on that last race. Well, not only the last one, but I mean every race restart, but most importantly the last one.
Well, for the most part, like I was just trying to cruise. I really didn't want to get in anyone's way. Like I've kind of just been part-timing this season. I feel like this might have been my first race this season, to be honest. But I was just trying to do the best I could, to be honest. Like right there when it came down to the end, I got caught up in like the last crash, and like I was very worried that like I had some damage. I thought I wasn't even going to be able to perform at the end.
Let's see. Oh, you're right, man. I remember we actually have it on the replay of you here now. You turn it into a lawnmower there on the front stretch there. I'm honestly surprised that there was. Yeah, that was a pretty big lick, and looks like you're going to keep on ticking here. Anyways, Philip, especially on that second to last and last race restarts, that was a lot of fun to watch you. You gained 7 spots since the drop of the green flag tonight. What's the biggest difference I know there's quite a few, but what's the biggest takeaway in your mind comparing these ARCA series cars to the next gens?
Honestly, these cars feel a lot more like stable to me. Like I don't know what it is. Like they grip a lot better. They are very tight, but that's probably why they're so good to race with, I guess. The shorter tracks are kind of great with these cars. Well, even the super speedways, I kind of missed last week, so I wish I could have made it. We've kind of made it the Saturdays for the dudes. We kind of chill on the Saturdays. But yeah, these are great cars. I thought my car was completely donezo in that crash, and I'm just glad I was able to get it in somewhat of a good finishing position there. Like I don't even know where I was after that.
Man, that was a good and an extremely risky call, but it looks like it's going to pay off there for you not to pit. They're coming to the well, I don't know why anybody would pit coming to the final. What would have been what was the final race or restart? Philip, that was a lot of fun to watch here tonight. Congratulations on your podium finish. Before I let you get going, who are we thanking? Who are we shouting out?
I definitely appreciate you guys for putting this on, and Brian, the league owner, obviously giving me the chance just to be able to come here and part-time it. Like I'd love to be full-time in these races. Like I love the ARCA series. And yeah, the girlfriend Leah, she's always there supporting me still in the corner. She's quite the backbone and a lot of things. She's very supportive. And the friends, obviously, like they're always there too.
I like that, Philip. That's a great race interview, and I like who you're thinking there. That goes a long way there behind the scenes for everybody involved. So thank you, Philip, and have a great rest of your night, man.
I appreciate that. You too.
Alrighty, how about it? 2 Canadian drivers making up 2 of the 3 podium positions. Charles Van Schwick coming away with the race win here tonight. Before we get going, I'd like to thank each and every single one of the league owners, Tyler, Josh, Brian, as well as, Tyler, Josh, Brian. I think that does it for the league owners. Thanking the live YouTube chat as well here tonight. We had Bridget Terry's friend, joining in here, as well as Baby Goat 33 saying, good job, bud. That's a good one. We got Daniel in here saying I had a BS speeding penalty when he got crashed out of turn 2 into the pits. Unfortunately, that kind of ended the night for the 92. But alrighty, I appreciate each and every single one of you joining in here tonight. Take care. Have a great rest of your night, and let's go catch some more Daytona, some real life racing action. Thank you, everybody. I'll catch you later.